Y'all, I gotta just tell you, for my longtime viewers especially, I gotta tell you something. You would know that I'm a little worried about Raspy. I thought he was having the constipation issue that nearly killed him almost 4 years ago. But he's 14 and Smudgy is 12. And I keep looking because he's down there. I had some like haddock, the kind of haddock or cod that's, the very, very, very mild, bland tasting fish. Um, and I've had them in the freezer for a while, chunks, and I already used the salmon pieces. But I found this, and I keep it specifically in case I'm out of money, which if you saw another video, well, you will see. I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on. I don't know what's happening with the Social Security. And so I should have been, been able to order the puree things and everything. Anyway, so yesterday I was like freaking out looking for what I found those. I thought, so I poached him, which in the microwave fast, so just so he could have something. I don't think it's the constipation. I'm thinking he's just in pain. He's older, and he was a stray he was 2.5 when I got him, and he was a stray, and I know he has PTSD. It's the gray kitty you see often. I cheer up talking about him. he I went and I got it. What I did is I poach it. I put it in and I kind of just give like an inch of water in the microwave and zap it for like a minute or two, and then kind of rinse it with a little cool water so you can handle it because it's hot, and start smushing it in the water. Don't dump that water. Smush it, but your hand gets hot, so you have to keep getting it, cool it off with the water. But and then until it's cooked, probably another minute, and then I just make sure you just disintegrate it because it's very when you poach it like that, the water absorbs into the fish as much as possible. I'm trying to get him, make sure he's hydrated because he's not even drinking. Rarely see him use the cat box. That's why I thought he was constipated. But any of you, if you're older especially, when you have chronic pain, you don't have to be older to have chronic pain either. When you have chronic pain, it usually gets worse when it's colder or when it's wet, either snow or rain. Well, that's a lot of time during the year. And I think if he's got arthritis or something, because like when I touch him around the shoulders, he goes, eh. That ain't nothing about constipation. That's not even near his tummy. And I've noticed he's not quite making it up onto things like he used to. And I think that's just an age thing. And it makes me sad because when I first got him, I know he has PTSD because other people noticed. He didn't do it with me. But other people, if they walked too close to him, he'd go like this with a foot. I do know the sides of his mouth. I've mentioned this before. Most cats I've ever known, they love when you just a little bit, right? When you're scratching their face and you go like here. He freaks the fuck out. Even 12 years later, I've had him. 12 years. He still jerks. I think people kicked him or did something to him in the mouth. And the same thing with his withers. There's a certain place that I think was kicked once, and he's hurting now. And if you have chronic pain, and then especially when the weather gets like this, and it amps, you get used to a certain level of living with pain. Like people that have headaches all the time. I've had some injuries, neck injuries when I was young, and I've always had a low-grade headache. So when I say, God, I've got a headache, that's a headache I can't ignore. It's not, and then my doctor and the people that know me know that, oh, not your normal in the back of the mind, in the background headache. I have a lump on my back. It used to be worse, up by the base of, your neck, but, down at the very top of your spine, just above your shoulder blades. I used to call it my Brahma bull hump. But I understand how pain will make you just not want to eat. I've been that way. Just I've got food still in the freezer, but I don't even feel like eating, so I don't even defrost it. Just I don't feel like eating. I mean, I'm hungry, but I just don't feel like eating. You know, and so I know that feeling. So I was all excited when I first got on because I had gotten some of that, and I gave it to him because I was trying other stuff and he was kind of picking at it. And I gave it to him, and I guess he didn't want it, but I took it out of the liquid and put it in and he ate some of it. And the funny thing is, Smudgy, I put down the crunchy treats because she likes those. He's never was super big on the crunchy. She no matter what flavor, she loves it. And the only crunchy ones that he actually goes for are the bonkers, all the time, every time. But she prefers the crispy over the poached fish. She prefers the crunchy treats, and they were right next to it. She wouldn't eat. As soon as I put 2 bowls down of that fish, I told you I did. I'll heat it up in a couple hours and he probably likes it warm because it was warm last night and he dug into it. You got to do things. Dogs, the same thing happens to. You kind of got to baby them as they start getting older and not wanting to eat. Just kind of to bribe them to eat a little bit, She's not big on the fish. As soon as he started eating, she looked at her bowl, sniffed it, and then went over to the crunchy treats. She could have eaten those any time. That's what she really wanted. But she waited until her brother got. And they're not siblings by biologically. But she waited till her buddy got something to eat before she would eat. That's bonded. I worry about either one of them if one of them goes. Not worried about me as much as them. Because now they've bonded so many years. But I really, really suspect that it's that he's in pain. He's just hurting. He's older and he's hurting. There's not a whole lot you can do for that except make things easier and tempt them. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm just glad he's still with me every day, and I found he's not hiding. There's those little, like you see in the background, that little tent thing. There's the regular cube one next to it, and there's one in the living room too. And I have cushions. It's not just the ground. I put thick cushions in them, and I didn't think anybody was using them. I've seen her in that without the cushion. Oh, I saw her in the other place we used to live in. But this place has a lot more places for you guys, for them to look out and to watch things. So she doesn't use it like she used to. But I was looking, where is he this morning? First thing after I took care of Ryan Reynolds at my window. Went to the bathroom and was looking for him, because that's the first thing you do if you're a pet parent that it's really a family member. You go make sure they're okay. And I couldn't find him looking in cabinets. Where the hell is he? Where does he go? Walking past this one thing is under a little side table out of the way in the living room. And I walk back and I'm like, it's like a light blue color, but the cushion is like a cream color, and he's gray. And I walked by, and the cushion didn't look right. And I'm like, it looked like just nothing in there because he's dark gray. But wait, and I look close. I'm like, that's him. He was curled up so you didn't have to see his face in front. It was him in there. So I'm glad it's being used. I was wondering why that cushion didn't have dust on it, and the other two in here do. They probably don't use it in here because they have the cat tree and the window and the window and the bed. So, oh, and that chest and stuff. So really, there's to be off the floor, you know. So there's really, or to sleep on. Two big cushions behind me on the foot of the bed. I mean, like big, huge cushions. Um, like huge cushions. That's why sometimes during videos, he or she is right behind me. You just can't see him. Um, so I'm just glad that I'm a little less stressed. He still showed interest in food. He probably didn't eat much because it was room temperature. And it is a blustery day. It wasn't supposed to be. Curse you, weathermen! Weather people. But anyway, that's why I was so excited. Anybody else, a parent, and get that excited when you have a cat that is either older or, you know, you're trying to get them over something and you just have to be like every little thing, it's like, oh yes. Or, I mean, I don't want to say am I the only weirdo, because I know I'm not exactly your average bear. I've known that for many decades. Many a decade. But do you guys, if you have an ill dog or an ill cat or one that just seems off, you get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, do you go look to make sure that buddy, that little furry family member is okay? Or am I like one of the only ones that does that? Let me know in the comments. I'm really curious if you have or had, were you like that or currently like that when you got an animal that's either older or it's battling something or it seems off, and first thing you wake up, you go to the middle of the bathroom and you have to check them before you go back to bed. Let me know. Peace out. Don't forget to like the video.